Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karodi vachalam pangam langayadigirim yatkrpatamaham mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishram. Hare Krishna. I would like to welcome all of you for today's study of Sri Bhagavad Gita. So really we are very fortunate to get a human form, then not only getting a human form, getting the association of devotees and opportunities to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, opportunities to hear about Krishna, study Bhagavad Gita and all Shastras, hear about Nama Rupa Gunalila of Krishna. That's very, very auspicious. So we should be always showing, paying our gratitude to Krishna and all the Vaishnavas, all the pure devotees who are trying to help us, who are walking, who are, going from one place to another place just to give Krishna consciousness to others. So because of their mercy, all these Vaishnavas, they are all doing Bhurita. I mean, they are so great. They are going from one place to another place, one country to another country, and inspiring and enlightening the devotees. So, because of Srila Prabhupada and many of our acharyas and the followers of Srila Prabhupada, the parampara, all the devotees who are trying their best to give Krishna consciousness to others, and all of us got this opportunity because of them. So it is our duty, our responsibility to accept that gift which Krishna and the great pure devotees are giving us. So accept it with full faith, and we should have gratitude. With humility, we have to accept it and follow that, take that gift very seriously in our life, follow that in our life, and perfect our life, perfect this human form, and at the same time help others. So we have to follow it first, then we can help others. If we are not in a position to, if we are not capable, then we will not be able to help somebody. Very, very simple. There is a very beautiful example, as we all know, when we travel in the flight. So when the announcement comes, for the safety features, they announce and they say, if there is any emergency in the flight, if there is any depletion in the oxygen, the oxygen mask will come and you have to put that mask. Then it is very importantly, they mention one point, that you put the mask first, then try to help others. Have you noticed that? You put the mask first and then help others. It's not said that you help others first. Because why? When we put the mask, we are protecting, or we are saving ourselves, and then we can save many people. If you are trying to save others without putting on the mask, maybe one or two we can save, or maybe one. If we are putting the mask and trying to help others, then we can maybe save 10 or 15 or maybe more than that. That is the logic behind that, that statement given by the flight authorities. So similarly, in our case, in Bhakti, it's our primary duty, it's primary responsibility. I would say, rather than duty, I would say responsibility. Because it's a valuable gift which we have received. So we have to accept that with humility and gratitude and follow that in our life. And when we follow, we don't have to wait till we get perfect. It takes time. It's take maybe lifetimes, maybe we don't know. Perfection will happen when we are in the process. it's like taking bath. So when we are under the showers, even though we are dirty, eventually we are getting purified. It takes some time depending upon how much dirt we have. But we are in the process. So we don't have to lose faith, focus and move forward. At the same time, during our journey, we can help others also. Okay, we can, inspire others. We can encourage others to take up the path of bhakti by telling them, by inspiring them, encouraging them that this path is the best path. This is the best thing which we can do in our life. So with that intention, with that mood, let us begin our study of Bhagavad Gita. So yesterday we did the first verse. We have already discussed about the background of Bhagavad Gita also, and I am very happy to see many of you have sent the reflections in the group as well. I am very, very happy to see that participation. So let us continue that mood throughout our study. So now today we will be going from the second verse. So this is the theme from verse number 2 to 11. The first number 2 to 11, we can see this theme. The theme is Duryodhana's fear and diplomacy. So he is going to describe his armies, and we can see Duryodhana's fear inside, but he is not expressing that fear outside, and we can see his diplomacy also. So let's see what he says. Second verse. Sanjayo vacha drishtva tu pandavanikam vyudam duryodhanastada acharyam upasangamya raja vachanam abravit. Yes, anybody would like to recite?
Can I?
Yes.
Sanjaya vacha dristva tu
Pandavanikam
vyudam duryodhanastada archayam upasagamyam gamya rajavachanam abravit.
See, drishtva, when there is R, when there is dot under R, it is Ra. Okay, dr, then when there is a dot under S is Sha, then this is not T, Twa. So this is drishtva, tu. Then if there is a peacock feather on the top of A, it is Dirgha, Pandava. And one dot under is Na, not Na. So Panda, D, it's not Da, it's Da. When there is dot down, it's Panda. So Pandava, again Na, Pandavani, then if you see the I also, there is a line over the I, it's not a dot, it's a line. So Pandavani, we have to extend it. Pandavani kam. Then Vyudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam. Again Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. That's how we should pronounce. No problem. All of us should. This is English diacritics. We call it as diacritics. If we read Sanskrit, or if you read any of our local mother tongue language, if you see Bhagavad Gita, then it's a different, the actual pronunciation would be there, but in English, when we recite, when we read the verses, we should follow this diacritics. So it's very beautiful. Diacritics is very good actually, so that we can understand how we should pronounce it. But if you are directly reading the Sanskrit, it's easy. It's easy means if you know the Sanskrit, if you know the Hindi, it's easy for us to catch that. But this is how we should read the English. Right.
Okay.
So it's not only for you, it's for everyone. Don't worry. Okay. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So now Sanjaya is telling, Dhritarashtra asked a question, Sanjaya is giving a reply now, and he is saying that Duryodhana, after seeing the army arranged in the military formation, he is going to his teacher. Who is his teacher? His teacher is Dronacharya. He's going to his teacher Dronacharya and he is going to speak something that we will see in the next verse. Prabhupada mentions in the purport that one of the important point that Dhritarashtra was blind from the birth and he was bereft of spiritual vision. Already we discussed this yesterday also. And he is equally blind in the matter of religion, and he was sure that they could never reach an understanding with the Pandavas who were also pious, because Pandavas are great devotees. So he knew that his sons are not dharmic, but still he was supporting them. That is why he is saying, and we can say that Prabhupada is saying that he is blind from birth, not only physically, in spiritually. So in the contrast, today I have seen many of your reflections wherein this point has been mentioned also. I was happy to see that. So one point I was reflecting when I saw that, see the vision, so blind from the birth, Dhritarashtra is blind from the birth, true. So he, in the sense, the more dangerous is not having, not having eyes. That's still okay. But if we are spiritually, if we don't have that vision, then we are gone. We are lost. If we don't know the purpose, if we are not spiritually, having some vision, spiritual vision, then there is no point in having a body like this. So I was reflecting and another example of our Netrahin Surdas ji. Surdas ji is a very great soul. He is a pure devotee in Vrindavan. He was in Vrindavan. We would have heard about Surdas ji's, poems. So he is such a great, amazing, wonderful, pure devotee who was in Pushti Marga many years back, disciple of Sripad Vallabhacharya. So he was blind from the birth, but he was not spiritually blind. He was a pure devotee. He was seeing Krishna in front of him. And if you see the poems composed by Surdas ji, if we read that, we will not believe that he is Netrahin, because he is seeing Krishna in front of him. So physical eyes has some limitation. That's more important than having eyes which we can see some material things. More than that, we should have eyes inside. Our heart should have eyes. That Netrahin Surdas ji had, and he was seeing Krishna in front of him. And the way he is glorifying, he is describing the beauty of Krishna, dear devotees, we will not believe. We will not believe how he is describing, how he is seeing that. He is actually seeing Krishna. Because the vision, this vision is only temporary vision, or we can say it has got limitation. Just imagine our eyes, can we see coronavirus? Can we see even any influenza virus or a bacteria? Nothing. Our eyes have some limitation. Our senses are limited. We need microscope to see the virus. Even with microscope, we cannot see our mind. We cannot see the soul. So there are many things which we cannot perceive with our senses. So having vision is good to see the deity form, to see the devotees, to read the scriptures. Oh, it is good if we are using our eyes in a proper Krishna conscious way. Otherwise, this eyes doesn't have any function also. Doesn't have any meaning. If we are using this eyes for seeing all the nonsense of this world and all the unnecessary things, then this eyes we are not utilizing properly. There is no meaning for the eyes. Krishna has given eyes to see his form in the form of deity, to read scriptures, to see the devotees, and use the eyes in a proper Krishna conscious way, not otherwise. So Dhritarashtra, even though he was not having eyes, by the way, but still at the same time he was completely blind inside. He was not having any spiritual vision. So taking the example of Surdas ji, though he did not have any material vision, but he was such a great soul that he was seeing Krishna always. He was always seeing Krishna. So that is spiritual vision. So let's go ahead. Now let's see what Duryodhana is going to speak to Dronacharya. Pasyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahitim Chamum Vyudam Drupata Putrena tava shishyena dhimata. Yes, please recite. Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Yudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shisyena Dhimata.
Thank you. Somebody can read the translation? Yes.
O my teacher, behold the great army of the son of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
So here we can see Krishna, Duryodhana is saying, he is speaking to whom? He is speaking to Dronacharya. Okay? Diplomatic, in a diplomatic way. How? He is saying, see the great army, which sons of Pandu, the Pandavas, they have arranged the army nicely. So expertly, he is saying, so expertly they have arranged by your disciple, by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada. So Drupada is the father of Draupadi Devi, and Drupada is the father of Drishtidumna. Drishtidumna is one of the brother, actually, as a brother of Draupadi Devi and son of Drupada. And Drishtidumna was under the guidance of Dronacharya. In fact, Dronacharya was the teacher for Pandavas. Dronacharya was the teacher for the Kauravas. Drishtidumna, many. All of them have learned the military arts from Dronacharya only. So why now Duryodhana is saying that your intelligent disciple, he is just teasing. He is indirectly teasing Dronacharya, that Dronacharya, you taught him, and now see, you taught him military acts. Now he is using that skill, and he has arranged the army to fight against you. See, that is how he is trying to tease. He is not directly saying that you did a wrong thing, but indirectly saying that you did a wrong thing. You are a fool to teach somebody like Drishtidumna, and now he is leading because in the first day Drishtidumna was asked to form the military, make the military formation. He was given the charge of leading it. So that is why he is saying. So one more story is there behind this. There was a rivalry between Dronacharya and Drupada, the father of Draupadi Devi and Drishtidumna. Long ago, before this war happened, they were actually very good friends initially. So Dronacharya is a Brahmana, and Brahmanas are always depending upon others for their maintenance, basically, because their profession is teaching. So they depend upon Kshatriyas. So Kshatriyas give them dakshina and take care of them. That's how it happens. So Drupada and Dronacharya were very good friends. So one time Drupada had told Dronacharya that, Dronacharya, you don't have to worry about anything. If you need anything, you come to me. I am there to help you. So that relation they had. So one time what happened, Dronacharya, because of some requirement, he went to Drupada, and Drupada that day he said, Dronacharya, he did not give proper attention to Dronacharya. He said, he was asking some help. So Drupada was not ready to help that day. Anyway, this all arrangement by Krishna, and then Dronacharya was not happy. He was angry, in fact. Then he said, Dronacharya was like in the mood of kind of cursing him, and it was like curse and counter curse. Like when fight happens between two parties, between two individuals, if something is hurting my ego, then I speak. Then that person's ego will hurt, then he will speak. So it results in clashes, correct? And Drupada and Dronacharya and Drupada, then they had rivalry. They were not happy, and what he did, Dronacharya told his very dear disciple Arjuna. He told Arjuna, you are my disciple, I want your help. If whatever I tell you, you have to do it. He said. Arjuna said, I am ready to do anything for you, my dear teacher. Dronacharya said, you have to bring Drupada and put me under my feet. You have to tie him and bring him. So, it's a big, this is Arjuna, that, Arjuna's future father-in-law is Drupada, by the way. So, but Arjuna did for his guru. Arjuna brought Drupada and he was as said by the Dronacharya, he gave, Drupada to him. Drupada was really embarrassed and he was really angry. Then that incident completed there. Then Drupada went back somehow. Then Drupada thought, I will not leave Dronacharya like this. I am going to kill him, or I will do something for him. I will do against him. Then Drupada arranged a sacrifice, fire sacrifice, and he called up, different. He actually called up a Brahmana to perform the ritual, to perform the yagya. For what actually? For having a son who will kill Dronacharya. So that time Drishtadyumna was not there. Drishtadyumna's birth has not taken place. This is before that. So he conducted a sacrifice just only for the purpose of having a male child, a son, and that male child will kill Dronacharya. That was the intention behind conducting the sacrifice. And later on that sacrifice happened and Drishtadyumna was born. So definitely Drishtadyumna will be the reason for Dronacharya's death, because he will be the instrument. So now this story everybody knows. So that is why our Duryodhana is reminding Dronacharya indirectly, you are a fool. You also know that Drishtadyumna is born to kill you, and you have given him all the military training. You are a fool. Indirectly he is poking. There is one more connection to this story. I just reminded that. That I just came into my mind. Another lesson we are learning from this same story. So when Drupada was trying to find a Brahmana to perform the sacrifice, he was going from one Brahmana to another Brahmana. He is looking in the forest. He is going to different forests and seeing the sages and asking whether can you perform this sacrifice. And that Brahmana will ask, what is the purpose of your sacrifice? And he will say, this is the purpose. I want to kill Dronacharya. I need a son. So you need to perform a sacrifice. So all the sages in the forest, they were rejecting. They said, we cannot do such sacrifice. We cannot do such fire sacrifice to, have a son and that for a negative purpose. We will not do that. So many Brahmanas were rejecting. He said, Drupada said, I am ready to give you anything. You ask me anything, I am ready to give you anything. The whole kingdom I will give you. The Brahmanas are saying, we are not interested because we don't want to do a sacrifice which is for a negative purpose. Then he was going from one place to another, one Brahmana to another Brahmana. Nobody was accepting. Finally, he reached one place. There, he asked the same thing to one Brahmana, can you please do the sacrifice? Then he asked, he told the intention also. And that Brahmana said, I am really sorry that I cannot do this for sure. I will not do this. But I can tell you one person, one Brahmana, he might do for you. I know somebody. Drupada was very interested to know. Just tell me please, who is that person? I want to see. Then this Brahmana directed to another Brahmana. So Drupada immediately went there and asked. He told, this is my request, can you please do this? Without a second thought, he agreed. And this sacrifice happened and Drishtadyumna was born. And now he is in the battlefield against Dronacharya. Later on, he came back. Drupada came back and asked this sage, who directed to that sage who did the sacrifice, who was ready to do the sacrifice. So that time, when he came, he was thinking, nobody agreed And finally, I went to one Brahmana. He said, I will not do, but I will show somebody who will do it for you. How he understood that that person will do sacrifice? Drupada had this question inside. So he went to that sage and asked, how do you know that the other Brahmana is ready to do the sacrifice for me? Then he is giving a small story there. He is telling him, I know. Why? It's a very instructive story for all of us, by the way. We will be studying this in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Tattva, but since it is connected here to the Drupada story, I am just trying to connect both together. So that Brahmana said, I have seen the other Brahmana who was ready to do the sacrifice. I know all the sages here. And one time I saw him in the forest while he was going. He was feeling hungry and he somehow got a fruit. And he immediately, without offering that fruit to Krishna, he ate that. And I saw that with my eyes. Then I understood that he is still attached to his material senses. He is not ready, he is not even offering whatever he is before eating. He is not offering to Krishna. He is not taking prasad. He is, he wanted to enjoy his senses. So I understood his intention. I understood his heart. That is why I said, you go and approach, he will be ready to do. So what is the lesson, dear devotees? Just a fruit without offering to Krishna can pollute our consciousness, can pollute our complete consciousness. What will be the situation if we are not offering bhoga to Krishna? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 3rd chapter, Yajna shishta shino shanto bunjade sarvakil bishe bunjade so agam pabam ye pachanti atma karanat. Krishna is saying in 3rd chapter, whatever you eat, before you eat, you give it to me and purify. When you give that to me, that food what you are going to eat will be purified by because Krishna is accepting it. And after accepting that, he is giving us not only purified, sanctified food without karma, because that karma will be taken away. Because every food has karma because of different reasons. We will go to that, we will discuss that in the 3rd chapter, by the way. So the importance of having prasadam, importance of having, offering bhoga to Krishna is being mentioned. So that story is very instructive for us. And because we may not feel all this, sages and these brahmanas, their consciousness is such pure, it's in the higher pure state. A small deviation can pollute completely, can deviate from their, path. For us, we will not understand it because we have been doing this for a long time. For maybe many billions of lifetimes, we are doing the same thing. We were not thinking about Krishna before we eat. We were not offering to Krishna. We were just eating. So for us, we will not feel it. The difference we will not feel. But for the sages, a small deviation that will disturb their consciousness. So this sage understood that the other person. So Drupada was amazed. And this is an instructive story for us. Anyway, coming back to our theme, I'm sorry, again I took to a different direction. But since it is connected and instructive, I thought of discussing. Right. So Duryodhana, and I hope we understood the storyline. Anyway, this storyline will be only for some time. After that, we are going into the philosophies, in fact, tattvas. So there will not be story anymore. Only in the 1st chapter we can see something like this. After that, it's all completely philosophy or tattvas. Right. So Duryodhana, Prabhupada mentions in the purport, Duryodhana is a great diplomat. Diplomat means he's behaving diplomatically here because he wanted to point out the defects of Dronacharya. We already discussed this because Dronacharya has trained Drishtadyumna and he is now pointing out the defect of Dronacharya, but not directly, indirectly. Indirectly. So we already discussed about this point. Dronacharya had political quarrel with Drupada. We already discussed the background, what was the reason of the quarrel, etc. And as a result, Drupada performed a great sacrifice, by which he received the benediction of having a son who will kill Dronacharya. So we already discussed that. Dronacharya knew this perfectly, and yet as a liberal Brahmana, he did not hesitate to impart his military secrets when son of Drupada, Drishidumna, was entrusted to him for military education. This is another lesson, dear devotees. Dronacharya could have said, I cannot teach Drupada's son. He did not keep that rivalry inside his heart. He did not stopped his duty, because he is a teacher. That's his duty to teach military arts. He did not see any partiality in that. Oh, he is my enemy's son, I will not do. Of course, he had some bad kind of rivalry before. He had some issues with his father, but he did not keep that that enmity towards the son. That is a good quality. So we have to remember. So we may have some bad experience with somebody, but we should not take it into our heart. We should not feel, we should not curse them, or we should not see, if we are not able to mingle with somebody because of some reason, because of some difference in the consciousness, difference in the wavelength of or the thought process of that person, no problem. We don't have to forcefully associate with everybody, because it's not possible. Everybody, all of our consciousness are different. So we have to see, especially when we deal with somebody, even with the devotees or with anybody who is critical, who is criticizing others, like always finding faults of others, always talking negative things about others. So we have to be careful. We should not associate with such people, because that thought process will come to us also. That kind of negativity will come to us. So we have to be really careful and choose. We have to choosy to select the association. That's good for protecting our consciousness, our spiritual, our sadhana. At the same time, and also another point, somebody may hurt us because of some reason, or by words or something, oh, that person said like this, or they are openly telling us something bad about us, or criticizing, or putting some ill, maybe it will not be truth, but some blame is coming on us, some criticism is coming on us. Maybe we would not have done anything wrong, but still, some blame will come, or blame is coming, or somebody is putting some negative image on us, telling that this person is not correct. So this will happen in our life. We don't have to worry, because depending upon our karma or something, these things will come. It might be coming from the different past life, that I have to go through this bad situation, or somebody will blame me, somebody will criticize me. No worries. Accept it as a blessing of Krishna. But do not harm, or do not find, or do not feel enmity to the person who is giving that problem to us. This is very important. That is the maturity of Krishna Bhakti. We should not have an enmity. We should not have an ill feeling. We should not try to harm that person. We should remember that something is happening in my life because of my past karma, and this person is only an instrument in front of me. He is maybe like an enemy, or he is criticizing or doing so many things. No problem. Accepting. We are not hating. We should not hate that person. At the same time, we can keep distance. No problem in keeping distance. No problem in keeping distance to save us, to protect our consciousness. But we should not hate. Because hating is not in the dictionary of Krishna. Krishna will not hate anybody. He cannot do that. Even demons, like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and Shishupala, they wanted to kill Krishna. They wanted to kill. He did not, Krishna did not hate them. Rather, he was blessing them. He killed them, but that killing is a mercy for them. They all got liberation, because they have died. They were killed with the lotus hands of Krishna. Krishna will never hate anybody. Similarly, we should not hate anybody. That doesn't mean that we have to be good with, and maybe we cannot match with. No problem. Keep a distance. Safe distance, not an issue, but should not hate at any cost. That is the maturity of a devotee. If you are mature in Krishna consciousness, if you are mature in bhakti, though we may keep distance, we may not talk to them, or we may not talk in the sense, it's not that not looking at the face and not, that is all immaturity. We can look at the face, we can have some smile, we can even talk little bit, but not very much. We are not sharing our heart, we are not disclosing our heart, no more, no problem. Keep a distance, but we should not hate. Dronacharya is teaching that big important lesson in our life. He could have said, I cannot teach Drishtyadumna, because that rivalry was very, very intense, but he taught him with full heart, without keeping the grudge or thinking that he is my enemy's son and he is going to kill me in future. He did not even think that. Forget about the enmity. He is completely aware that Drishtyadumna is going to kill me in the future. Still he taught him without any thoughts, negative thoughts. So Dronacharya is teaching a big lesson, very important lesson for all of us. So like that. So here finally, just to conclude today's discussion, Duryodhana pointed out this mistake of Dronacharya so that he might be alert and uncompromising in the fighting. So Duryodhana is a very diplomatic person. So Duryodhana, see, instead of telling directly, he is diplomatically telling. That means he is duplicitous. Duryodhana is duplicitous. Outside he is showing something, inside something else is there. So he is now telling Dronacharya that indirectly teasing him and diplomatically telling him that do not, because of this, you should that the Drishtyadumna is going to kill you, so don't compromise in the battle. You have to be alert always, and you should take this battle more serious and fight against the Pandavas and kill all of them. This is what Duryodhana wanted from Dronacharya. So he wanted to point it out that he should not be lenient to anybody against anybody in the Pandavas, either to Drishtyadumna or Pandavas or anybody, because all of them are Dronacharya students. This is the point. All of them are Dronacharya students. So he should not feel some kind of affection. Arjuna was the very dearmost student of Dronacharya. So Duryodhana is playing here, saying that you should not feel some soft corner to Drishtyadumna. You should not feel any soft corner to Arjuna or all other Pandavas. You should fight, because you are going to be killed by Drishtyadumna. So be alert and don't compromise. Don't bring your affection in between the battle. So he is not telling this directly, diplomatically telling, indirectly telling. Again, this is another lesson for all of us. We should not be diplomatic like Duryodhana. If we have something to say, first of all, we cannot speak like this to our superior. It's very wrong. He is a teacher, and if we want to communicate something, this is not the right way. This is not the way to say. This is not the way to speak. So first of all, we should not be like Duryodhana. We should respect our superiors, and we should not behave like this. We should not speak like this. Secondly, just think about, we are talking to not to superior. We are talking to somebody in our same level, or some friends or anybody. We should not be duplicitous. Definitely not to the superiors, even to our equals. We should not be duplicitous. Duplicity is a bad quality. That keeping something in the mind and speaking something out, showing out something outside, that's acting completely. Acting is not good. So if something is there, better to speak up and clarify that, and sort it out. That's all. And not to keep in the mind and acting something like that, or because if we start keeping in the mind and not speaking, and that speaking also should be in a proper way, not to agitate somebody, like doing not like that. In a very palatable way, we have to present whatever we want to present. If we are going to give a feedback or anything, we discussed this feedback about feedback last last satsang, right? In our physical satsang. So we'll discuss that later. The point is that we should be really, we should not be diplomatic to anybody. See, if you want to speak something, speak in a polite way, in a very pleasing way, and in a good way we have to present it. And we have to, nothing wrong in speaking the truth with a proper way, not like keeping there and duplicitously behaving something. That's not good, because if we speak out in a proper way, if we can solve that problem, then problem is solved. Otherwise, what will happen? It will be there in our heart, and we are not going to speak, and that will burn inside, and it will increase. It will blast one day. So this is one of the lessons, that we should not be like Duryodhana. We should not be duplicitous. Secondly, another important lesson from Dronacharya is that we should not hurt, or we should not have any enmity towards anybody. We should be, even though we have to keep a distance, no problem, but we should not harm, or we should not hate anybody. That's a lesson we can learn from this discussion. Okay, so I am stopping here. As I mentioned to you, storyline will be only for some time. So these lessons and all will come only during the story discussion, and when we goes to the tattva, our discussion will be in a different way. So please bear with me. So we could cover only one sloka today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions or queries to ask? Yes.
Prabhu, why did Dronacharya fight for Kauravas?
Prabhu, I cannot hear you clearly. Can you just...
Dronacharya, can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you just a little bit move your microphone closer, Prabhu?
I'm asking why Dronacharya.
Yeah.
Dronacharya, why was he fighting on behalf of Kauravas?
Why he was fighting with the Kauravas? Okay. Yeah. So there are many reasons. Like first of all, they were the ruling party, Prabhu. I mean, they were ruling the kingdom for a long time. So as a Brahmana, Dronacharya, as I mentioned before, he will be depending on the kings. So the Brahmanas are always dependent on the kings for their maintenance, basically. And that is one of the reason mentioned that Dronacharya actually took the sides of Duryodhana, because Duryodhana was taking care of him from long time. He was taking it, but he was not interested. See, even Bhishma Dev also. Bhishma Dev's case is little different. That because Bhishma Dev is a pure devotee. Dronacharya is a good devotee, but he is not considered in the same level of Bhishma. Bhishma is a great pure devotee. Bhishma was also on the side of Duryodhana. Why? The reason is that there are multiple reasons. One of the reason in Mahabharata it is mentioned, and again it's an external reason. External reason is like same reason like what we mentioned, that the maintenance of Bhishma also was done by the ruling king, like Dronacharya and Bhishma. But that's only external reason. However, the main internal reason is that Krishna wanted to show to the entire world that even though you are powerful like Bhishma, because Bhishma was very powerful. Bhishma was he was a pure devotee, and when we talk about his military strength, military skills, he can at one time, at one moment, at one time he can fight with 10,000 Arjunas. That was his power. We know that Arjuna is such a great fighter, correct? He can fight with 10,000 Arjuna at one time. That was the power of Bhishma. So Krishna wanted Bhishma Dev to be on the opposite side, just to teach the world that even though you are so powerful like Bhishma, if you are going against Krishna, you will be gone, destroyed. You will be failing in your attempt. So just to teach, that's the internal reason. Even we can take this reason for Dronacharya also. Dronacharya also is a great soul, no doubt. So Krishna has arranged both of them on the opposite side to teach all of us so many lessons like this. Even you might be the teacher of the Kauravas and Pandavas or everybody, but if you are against fighting against, or if you are against Krishna's will, then you will be destroyed. So in Bhishma's case, what is happening after the war? Bhishma Dev is in Sharashaya, and he was, Krishna went, Pandavas went, and beautiful Bhishma Stuti is there. So from that itself we can understand the level of Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was a pure devotee. There's completely no question on that also. Even this is the reason. And another question you would have, maybe somebody, again, if it's when we talked about Bhishma Deva, why he did not speak during Draupadi Devi's disrobe? He did not speak a single word, correct? Maybe Harish Prabhu has the question.
Yeah, both. I read
Dronacharya also did not speak.
Dronacharya.
And Bhishma also. So she first looked at Dronacharya. Dronacharya did not say anything. Then she looked at Bhishma. Bhishma Deva is the grandfather for everybody. He did not say anything, a single word. Again, teaching us a lesson that not because of that he was eating food from eating food from Duryodhana. That's all second reason. That's not important for us. But the main reason is that again, Bhishma Dev wanted to prove that only Krishna is the savior. Krishna can save. Only Krishna is the supreme protector for everybody. And he wanted to show that to the entire world and even to all of us. Now we are sitting here and discussing about this 5,000 years later. Still we are discussing about the same pastime to make us understand that ultimately Krishna is the only protector. Bhishma Dev could have protected her, no doubt. He did not do, because ultimately if you are calling out like Draupadi Devi, oh Krishna, oh Govinda, oh Damodara, please come and protect me. She raised her hands and calling Krishna without help, in a helpless way. Krishna came there. So Bhishma Dev is teaching us that if we call out Krishna, anybody, any one of us, if you are calling Krishna with that helpless mood, Krishna will come and save us. So other people they can all save, they can do many things, but ultimately he is the only protector. And any circumstance, any situation, he can come in any form and he will be there with us. To show that love of Krishna towards his devotees who are calling out helplessly, to show that to the entire world, Bhishma Dev was keeping quiet. This is the internal reason. For other reasons like not food maintenance, secondary. So there is so many things to learn from Shastras. If you just imagine, just think about what we discussed now. So great, correct? So these reasons, these things are, these are the revelations of our Acharyas. They are going deep because Krishna is revealing through their heart all these things. So we are able to know this from our great Acharyas. Okay, Prabhu? Okay, Hare Bol. Thank you. Anybody has any final question? Before we wrap up, already it is little... Ramkumar Prabhu, everything is okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Just one thing, Prabhu, in the second sloka itself, still Duryodhana was not the king, but why he was addressed as the king in the what do you say, in the...
He was not the king, but he was actually ruling, because Dhritarashtra was blind, correct? So the ruling was done by Duryodhana only, on behalf of his father.
Okay.
Because he was given the charge of that. Actually, Pandu should go to Yudhishthira Maharaj, not to Duryodhana, because age-wise, and even the actually by that hierarchy, Yudhishthira should get it. But instead of Yudhishthira, he gave it to Duryodhana. So now Duryodhana was ruling for a long time. Duryodhana was ruling. That is why he is addressed as king.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Anything final? Any reflections? Quick, very quick. Just 2 minutes. Anybody has anything to say? Okay. So let us conclude now. Can all post your reflections in the group. So it will be nice. And see, different devotees have different take homes. Of course, there are maybe some repetition will be there, but no problem. So we will try to have more points, so that different thoughts, different reflections. If we put everything together, then we have a list of take homes. It will be very nice. See, if we study shastras like this, so great. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki. So see you tomorrow. Krishna willing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Have a safe, have a Krishna conscious night and tomorrow day also. Till we meet tomorrow, have a Krishna conscious time. Thank you. Hare Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.